Hey, how's everybody doing today? I hope everyone's doing well. This is Crypto.XL coming to you with a market update, letting you know what I see on my radar. Now, it's been a quiet bear market, depending on what you're invested in, right? But a lot of the coins that we're used to, like Render, FET, those big altcoins, the ones that we're expecting to do really well. Pepe, good risk reward coins. Those coins have not really been kicking up any dust recently. They've been complacent. They've been quiet. They're not really doing much. As well as Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is currently hovering around the 63K range. As far as bullish bearish goes on Bitcoin, I think the range right now is 63K as the floor, 62.5 as the floor, kind of 66K as the gateway to bullish momentum. So Bitcoin is kind of just going sideways. It's not really going in a strong direction either way, whether up or down. But that's the calm before the storm. So something's going to happen probably within the week where we're going to have a strong impulse to either side, either going above 66K or below 62K. Where do we stand on the overall market? Well, according to the 4-year cycle, we're expecting the lows for Bitcoin, or the end of the bear market for Bitcoin, to be Q4 of this year. Nothing really changed on that standpoint. The only thing that really changes is how low is Bitcoin going to go, right? I was going to say how low we think it's going to go, but we don't know for sure how low it's going to go. So Bitcoin, according to the chart, could go as low as 40K, but how it's been performing and how the sentiment is in the market, and you know what, we might not go that low, heading into October. Maybe high 50s, the way that Bitcoin is moving. So I had to mention Bitcoin because Bitcoin moves the market, right? Bitcoin moves everything else. So now that we have the boring stuff out of the way, right, and a correct framework of where the market is, we could talk about what actually are actually popping right now, like popcorn. And those coins are the coins on the Robinhood chain. If you've been paying attention to the coins on the Robinhood chain, you've been realizing that there are a couple coins there that are doing 800%, 600%. There's coins that have done 100x. There's coins that have done 1,000x. So the action right now is on the Robinhood chain. And it would be in my best interest. I can't give you financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. And if you need one, you should go and get one. I'm a crypto investor. But it would be in my best interest to get in on the coins on the Robinhood chain and to start to accumulate them early. Because this could be the next base chain, or the next Pepe, or the next Dogecoin, or the next big coins that end up leading into the bull run. The coins that could do 100x and 1,000x. Right now, a lot of them are going to be coming from the Robinhood chain, because the Robinhood chain opens up crypto investors to the capital that the stock market investors are using. And you have to remember, in terms of overall asset accumulation and asset percentages, crypto is so small. It is just like 2% of the overall market as far as investments are concerned. Real estate trumps crypto. Even gold, precious metals, stocks, equity, fixed income, all of them dwarf crypto. Crypto right now, again, 1-2% compared to the total investment capital that's out there. And what Robinhood chain does is it legitimizes meme coins. There is not many opportunities for the layman, for investors that are outside of the secret families or investors outside of connected folks to get 100x, 1,000x on their money. it doesn't really happen. And right now, if you're early to a narrative such as a Robinhood chain that's opening you up to this huge amount of capital, if you're open to it and you buy a coin, that starts out with a $10,000 market cap, or a $100,000 market cap, and this coin ends up going to a 2 billion market cap. Or some of these meme coins, by the way, they've gone up to 50 billion, 80 billion with a B. So what I'm trying to say is that opportunity knocks, it doesn't knock the door down. And it's important to, just be aware of what's going on around you. Now, you don't have to go crazy. You don't have to bet the farm on it. But if you're able to get in a coin that does 1,000x and you put $100 in there, that could turn into $100,000, right? It could also go to zero, by the way, because it's a meme coin, right? It could go to zero, but it could also go to $100,000. So please manage your risk, right? Make sure you take responsibility for what you decide to do and your investment decisions. But I did mention what if before. I don't know if you saw a video of me mentioning what if. You probably did not. I did drop clues, but I posted about what if before at a $6 million market cap. And this coin is one of the coins that a lot of the influencers have been jumping on board with. There's a lot of momentum behind it, and it already has done phenomenally well. And I believe that the pullbacks are opportunities to get in on this coin, which is going to do extraordinarily well. Cash Cat. This is the first time I'm mentioning Cash Cat on this channel, but that is the premier meme coin on the Robinhood chain. So again, if we're talking about coins that have the potential to reach billions of dollars, I think there's a very good opportunity on pullbacks where a coin like Cash Cat and if can return tremendous amounts of X's. Cash Cat, that's another 20x from where it is now. Maybe if is 100x, right? We don't know, right? And again, I'm not setting anything in stone, so don't come back to the video and say you promised that it was going to do X, Y, and Z. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that the risk versus rewards of some of these opportunities are very hard to ignore. And I'm telling you what I'm doing personally. I'm personally going to be taking advantage of this, right? And I'm personally going to in this, and I buy the dips, right? I buy the dips and I wait for the rips, right? So, but what you do depends on your personal financial situation. It also depends on your risk tolerance. We're all at different risk tolerance areas, and we allocate, right? Again, I don't recommend putting. I don't think that's, but I think that having some access and some exposure to crypto in general, especially these coins that I've mentioned, I think that is a good strategic move for me personally. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but pay attention to the Robinhood chain. I see big things already happening. They have the connections, they have the clearance, and in 2027, as we head into 2027, crypto is going to have less of a restriction at a time when there's going to be a lot of capital coming in. So you're going to have an influx of capital, you're going to have more cash swirling around, and you're going to have economic expansion at a time when we're just coming from we're just coming from bear to bull, and at a time when you have access to brand new capital coming from the stock market going into crypto through the Robinhood chain. And there's going to be a tremendous amount of pressure from Robinhood being dumped on Solana. So it's going to be very, very competitive. So I think, we're at the calm before the storm. And these pullbacks, if you look at how these Robinhood coins have been performing, even when Bitcoin pulls back, you'll see that these pullbacks were pretty much just opportunities to get in. That's what it's looking like to me. So I'm no longer scared of a bear market, and I'm no longer scared of Bitcoin pulling back to where we think it could go. All right, so that is my market update, and I will see you guys at the top, and I'll see you in the bull market. Peace. Enjoy.